I'm still a boss, ... and want a man. What's wrong with that? I don't think that there's anything wrong with being a business owner. What I'm asking is, why is it so important that all of our sisters have to call themselves a boss?
Who?
Our language matters. The reason why so many women will even call themselves a boss or a queen, because it represents a language surrounding empowerment. You can do you, but once you now bring a man into the equation and you say, I want a leader, I want him to be a dominator. Sometimes, all the time, I'll hear women say, men are too intimidated by me. Well, if we are using language that suggests I'm running the show, what do we expect out of the man? You're going to attract the kind of man that will coincide with that energy. And like I said on Friday, this may not specifically be the case with Donna Don. However, in general, I've heard this being said by a lot of sisters, and I'm just asking you the question, is this good for Black culture?
I think we should have that conversation.
How do you feel about the boss babes? Are boss babes good for Black culture?
This whole boss babe, I'm a bad bee, I can do bad by myself attitude. Of course, it's not good for the culture. Of course, because of many reasons, you just listed some, how many marriages fail or how many women don't get married, with that type of attitude and the way that they move. So of course it's not when we see the results.
Honestly, it's bad for the culture. The way that I was taught, it was a man who taught me. So he said, listen, you can't be that way. A man like me likes this type of woman, and any man would like this type of woman. So you can't be as aggressive as you. And I'm like, well, these are the things that happened to me in my past, and these are the bad relationships I was in. And he was like, I get that, but if you want a man, you need to be this way. So I go to my brother and I ask him, he's like, listen, no, sister, if you want to be married, you need to be this way.
Does that sound like something you want?
Yes.
Well, let me tell you, you'll never get it.
I mean, I was that, no, Black women need to, we're the best. And I was on all that until I was like, wait a minute, I'm lonely. And so a man that I was dating at the time was like, no, if you want to be with someone, you want to have this family that you have this whole vision board, you have everything planned. If you want that, you need to change.
Yeah, it's true. Ask about it. Ask.
I'm rocking with you. You made a comment. You said, come on now, Black women need support. What is the support that Black women need? And then I'm going to have Shiloh give you his thoughts on that.
Okay, so Black women, we definitely need support. For example, right now, I'm trying to, I'm trying to make moves. And if I need someone by my side, the same way I would be by someone's side. And if I don't have that support, sometimes it's very challenging being a Black woman and trying to make the moves that I'm making. If I have that support, listen, you got it. Keep going. Don't give up. That helps me push forward. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to overtake a man, but yeah, of course we need that support. What do you mean? That we need that. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think women really need our support.
What?
Your support comes from the government, the WIC, the food stamps, and all this other stuff.
What did he say?
Your job is to support me. So why am I going to step back from my job and support you?
Help me understand. Help me understand.
Now I can protect you, but what do you really want? Do you want a leader or do you want a support system?
Can I have both?
Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Can I have both? Can I have a support system?
It depends on
a leader
what.
And a support, or is that too much?
Yeah, it's too much to ask.
No.
Okay.
It's too much to ask, especially in the way women want it. Within me being a leader, I'm leading you the direction that I believe that our family or whatever needs to go. My direction and me supporting you can lead me off of the direction that the family wants to go or the family needs to go. Me supporting you in your dreams what you want to do? Does it align with the vision of the household, the community, your nation? Does it align with that?
Damn.
If it aligns with that, then you'll have the support later on down the line once you have, built up the order and the structure and following the leader. Me as the leader, seeing that, okay, this is something that we could use. If you're diligent in your duties, you know what you're doing, okay, I can support that, and other people will support that. I'll be I'll go, but don't think you're gonna get if my house lacking, you're gonna get the support.
Somebody been smoking and drinking. Somebody been smoking and drinking.
Sister Shemaiah, what do you think about what Shiloh just said? He said, Black women don't need support. You already get support as is. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree with him 100%. I'm not really here to say the opposite of what you're saying. I was just going to chime in and just kind of add to the conversation. First, yes, I do think that it's bad for Black culture.
It's an evil world we live in.
I've definitely somewhat have been in that space of kind of having like an independent type of thinking. So when I was 21, I got pregnant with my daughter, so I'm 21, I left college and I'm trying to figure out like, where do I go from here, right? I kind of adapted this mindset of just trying to better myself, trying to, come up in the world, trying to elevate financially and, emotionally.
Well, she tried. At least, she...
Part of the breakdown in our community is you have these women who do have this independent mindset, but then you also have women like myself who are trying to better ourselves so that no man would look at us as a liability. And I'm not in that space anymore. I went through that phase, but it wasn't because I didn't want a man. It's because I didn't think that any guy of value or any guy that I would be happy to introduce to my dad, I didn't think that any good man would want me.
There's 3 married men on this panel. What questions do you have for us about marriage and just this overall topic?
I don't know because I just don't know. I don't have any questions.
Nope.
I guess as you guys talk.
Ariel, can you get my cat, please? Things are feeling very capital over here. Shout out to Ariel. She did bring my lovely LA Raiders cap. Shout out to you sisters that act like you have no questions. Most Black men who want to have marriages, they want to be in a position to give their wife a great life. But now in all of its independence, it's like we kind of force power on the table. So quite naturally, by the time that you get to a man, it's like, okay, well, I've got my own job, I've got my own car, I've got my own house, I'm a boss, I'm a diva, I'm a I'm whatever.
Okay.
And for the man, it's like, well, damn, well, what am I then? You see what I'm saying? I'm not looking into this situation to be equal. I'm looking to be the head.
I feel our people, our women aren't content with the house that they have. They're steadily looking at the grass at somebody else's house, and they're saying how green that grass is over there, instead of helping us to make our grass green over here.
Listen, I'm striving in life, right? And so is it my job to help a man strive as well? For example, I dated a guy who made less than me, right? And I tried to, and that's okay. Like, I'm not opposed to that, but I tried to accommodate him, right? Because there were certain things that he couldn't do. There was a certain lifestyle that I lived, but his money couldn't provide that certain lifestyle.
Insufficient funds, you ain't got no money.
So I lived the lifestyle that he was able to afford. But that meant because if I wanted to live a higher lifestyle, that meant I had to pay, or that meant that I just couldn't do it. So how do I transition? Because I hear on these panels, and of course I've been watching you for a while, that it's being said that a lot of, African-American men only make $50K or 60 or something, and I guess that's the average. I don't really know because of the type of industry I'm in, so the average is different. But how do I support a man like that being where I'm at?
I think it's all about choices, right? You have to make a choice about the type of man that, you're pursuing for a marriage. I always speak from the context of marriage because I believe in the institution of marriage. I'm a marriage counselor and I'm a married man. And so I think one thing, Donna, that a lot of our sisters do in error is they try to take a man and turn him into something different. You cannot make a man your project. So whatever it is that you desire out of a man, he either needs to be there already or he needs to be en route of getting there. And the fruits of that are visible.
I would like to see it.
But if you want your man to be a better earner, a lot of times you have to function as a cheerleader. So rather than doing it from a perspective of, why aren't you making this? Why aren't you doing it like that?
What more do you want from me?
This is, okay, y'all know I'm about to get into my Bobby Womack. You always telling me about what you ain't got and what she ain't got, but I can't be in two places at one time. Like, on one breath, you want a man to spend all this time with you, but then when it's time for him to go and get to the money, you got a problem. So I think the best thing for our ladies to do in general is to just cheer for that man's success. Thanks so much for tapping in with us on the Uzziah Show. Shout out to all of y'all for being on. Man, I got nothing but love for y'all, and I think this was something that was very beneficial to the culture. Thank y'all so much, and I hope y'all have a wonderful night.